Hello everyone, welcome to third part of Git commands tutorial. In this tutorial we'll talk about git ignore file and what is it, and then we will talk about how we unstage files, and the same thing for uncommit. We learned how to commit, now we want to learn how uncommit. And also at the end we will talk about how to add all modified and deleted files together. Okay, in previous tutorial, if you remember, that we did git status and we had this annoying .id, and I said that I will talk about it in the future tutorials. Let's talk about this one, which is not related to our tutorial, but there is a way that we can get rid of it. So what is this ID? This is the folder that the ID, my WebStorm, is added automatically once you create the project. It is hidden, but Git detects it and it says there's a new file inside of this directory. We don't want to track these files because we don't care the settings in our source code. That's why we don't need to track it. So there is a way to tell Git to not track this file. How do we do that? There is a file that we need to create inside of the root directory, and this file is called git ignore. So it means that ignore these files or ignore this directory. So how we can create it? If you go to the source directory that we have, the source one, so you can say touch and type .git ignore. So if you create that, let me clear the view, and then go back to your files, you will see that it created this git ignore here. And if you open it with text editor, you'll see it's an empty file. So now you can add any file or folder inside of here. So right now, before adding anything, if I do git status, you'll see that there's a modified readme file, and it detected the git ignore file that we just added, and also it detects the folder that we don't care. So first we can add this .ide inside of this file that we just created, and you can just simply type the same thing that it's listed here, IDEA. So I can I typed IDEA. So let me, sorry. So I type it here and then save it. As soon as I save it, if I do git status again, you'll see that .ide is no longer here. So it's not keep track of that file or folder. I will give one more example about git ignore and then we can move on from this topic. So I'll create a new file inside of our src folder here. I can copy paste this one and maybe call it file 5. And here, file 5. And now we see, if we do git status, we see that it is listed right here. So if I want to ignore it, I can add this folder, I can add this file inside of our git ignore file. So I can just save it, copy it, and then go back here, and we should put it in the next line. So I save it, and now if I do git status again, you will see it's no longer there. It's not keep track of it. So if I want to put it back to keep track of it, I can just simply remove it from this file and then do git status, and you will see that it comes back here. So that's all about git ignore. Previous tutorial we learned how to add files to our git to track it. So we would do git status first to see if there is not tracked file. And if you see that from untracked file, we have this and we have this readme file. So I can just add both of them and say, basically add all of them. We had a command that we learned that if you want to add multiple files, it git add dot. And if I do git status again, you'll see that all of them are listed and staged. So, but what if I want to remove the stage and unstage this file? So there is a command that I can use, and Git is helping me to add that. So as you can see, it says use restored stage and the file path to unstage. So it gives you a hint and it's really easy. So I can just use the same thing. I paste it here. And then, for example, give it to the src file. And now if I do the git status again, you'll see, oh, sorry, I send the command one more time. If I do git status again, you'll see the file that I unstaged is right here. There are other commands to do the unstage or restore the stage that we can use, but this is the simple command that we can use for restore stage files. Okay, we learned how to unstage files. Now we need to learn how to uncommit. So for example, we commit something. Let me make some changes to this file, maybe world git. So I make the change to file 1 that we had inside of our source folder. If I do git status, you'll see that we have modified this, and also we had this new file that we added. So I can just commit this and say git commit. Oh, first we have to add it. Git add, and what was the file name? The path for this file is this, so I can just say git add this, and if I do git status, I'll see that it's staged. Now I want to commit it, so I can just say git commit dash, and this is the commit command that we learned in previous tutorial. If you have not watched it, you can go back and watch. Commit a dash. Oh, we can give it a commit message, sorry. And what do we do here? Yeah, we get the command list. We can say modified file 1. This is a commit message. And if I do git status again, you'll see that it says we have one commit that we have not pushed it, and we no longer see that the stage file. So how do we undo this commit? For example, we want to change something, we want to make these files again under the unstaged. So there's a command for it, so we can use, and it's called git reset dash dash soft head and tilde 1. So again, this is git reset dash dash soft. Make sure that it is soft, because hard is very dangerous. So dash dash soft head tilde 1. And as soon as I do this and clear here and do git status again, you will see the file is back under staged. So if I want to unstage it again, I can just put this one and give it a path, and if I do git status again, you will see it back to the modified or unstaged file. So we went from committed until back to the unstaged file. That's how you can undo the stuff that you would like. The last command that we will learn is about git add. So we learned how to add multiple files, we learned how to add one file, and now we want to see how we can add edited file along with the deleted files, but not untracked files. So what are modified files? Okay, so I can just make changes in file 2. So we can say hello here. So I changed modified file 2, and now I decide to delete file 1, so I can just click on it and delete it. And I had some untracked file that we created at the beginning, which was file 5. So now let's get the status, git status, to see what are the status of these files. So it says that file 1 deleted, file 2 edited, and there are some untracked files. So I want to add these two, but not this one. I can just go one by one, but since the category of these two are different, it will add them. If I use git add dot, it will add all three of them. But there are times that I want to just add only the changed files or modified files and deleted files. So there's a command for it. So we can say git add -u. If I run it and then clear and then clear and then git status, you'll see that it added these two files but not this one.